Hello everyone, welcome in this tutorial on treatment of twinning by pseudo-mirrorhedry in CellExcel, generation of twin law and structure refinement. As we know, the twinning is one of the main challenges in crystal structure solution for an inexperienced crystallographer like me. So this video tutorial is meant for the people who are facing a problem during the twin data refinement. The program used for the tutorial are XPrep, OLX2, CellExcel and Platon. All these programs are freely available for the academic user, and the file required for the structure refinement are used with permission from Professor Sean Parkin from University of Kentucky. So before going into the demonstration part, let's have an idea about the type of twins. The marrowhedral twins, non-marrowhedral twins, reticular marrowhedral twins or twinning by reticular marrowhedry, and the last one, pseudo-marrowhedral twin. Twin law belongs to a higher crystal system. So in this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about the pseudo-marrowhedral twinning. Then what are the signs or warning about the twin crystal structures? First of all, the lowest symmetry does not fit the matrix symmetry. The matrix symmetry is the symmetry of the unit cell by ignoring the contents of the unit cell. For a triclinic, the lowest symmetry is 1 bar or minus 1. But when two of the three unit cell angle near 90 degree, then it appears as Loewe class 2 by M monoclinic. In monoclinic, beta angle is approximately 90 degree. The Loewe class is then MMM, mean orthorhombic. Again, in monoclinic, if beta angle is 90 degree and the cell axis A and C are approximately equal, then the Loewe class is 4 by M tetragonal. And when monoclinic beta angle is 120 degree and A is approximately equal to C, Loewe class is trigonal or hexagonal. Second, the RINT values for higher symmetry and the lower symmetry space group are approximately equal. And the third sign is residual are high for no apparent reason, mean the Q-peaks or electron density appears to be very strange, and the modeling of these electron density will not give any sensible chemical or crystallographic model. Then structure solution. Let's come to the structure solution part. Then I divide the structure solution part into 4 steps. The first step is generation of .ins instruction file from .hkl reflection file using XPrep. So since I do not have the .ins file, I have only .hkl file and certain information about the cell parameter. So I will use .hkl file and I will generate the .ins file using the XPrep. And the second step is structure solution and refinement by CellExcel and CellExcel in OLX2. And the third part is generation of the twin matrix or twin law using the program Platon. And fourth and final step is structure solution by twin refinement. So let's start the refinement. So I have .hkl file placed in directory ps-marrow-twin. This is the hkl file. This is the only file which is present in the folder. So what I have to do now, I will open up the XPrep and will generate the .ins file. Okay, so I am running the XPrep in Celestial program. So first I open up the Celestial program and then I will click on the XPrep. It will start like this. Okay, so it will ask certain cell parameters from me. So it automatically read the ps marrowtwin.sql file, mean this file, this one. Now one more file is start to generate PRP. This is prep file. So .sql file and one more file, PRP file. This file is automatically generated when I open the XPrep. Okay. So now I will put the cell parameter here, A, B, C and alpha, beta, gamma. The values are 8.8434. I am doing all this step in real time. This is B axis, C axis is 13.8658 and then alpha, beta, gamma 90.0014, beta is 90.0072 and gamma is 89.999. So from the cell parameter, the cells seem to be orthorhombic. Let's do the next step. Just enter and it will show the P lattice. From here you can see the lattice selected is P. So select the option P as per suggested by XPrep, enter, and it will show the next option H, mean search for the higher matrix symmetry. Let's press enter and then it will show the cell 8, 13, 13.86, 90, 90, approximately 90. So it is suggesting the orthorhombic P lattice with R system 0.048. Note down this value 0.048. Now select the option A, then S, determine or input space group, enter, and then again the S, determine space group, enter, and it will ask for the orthorhombic system. Okay, press enter and then it will show P lattice and suggest the option P, enter, but here it shows a problem, no acceptable space group. So the orthorhombic is not the correct crystal system. So let's for the go for the another choice. Just press enter and it will ask for the E option, exit, but we don't want to exit. Let's go to the other option, determine space group S. Okay, enter. Now we are going to select the monoclinic instead of the orthorhombic. Monoclinic, enter, and it will suggest the P lattice from the systematic absence. Okay, select the P, just press enter and it nicely determine the space group P21 by N. So from here systematic absence you can see there is 21 screw axis and N glide plane. So P21 by N, P21 by N, select option A, then select option D, then select option S, then select option A. Okay, it will display the various values and the resolution. Very nice looking statistics. Then press enter, select option E, then again select option C. Now it will ask for the expected chemical formula of the compound. As I know, this is a copper complex, copper imidazole complex, copper chloride complex with imidazole. So I don't know the exact formula, but I expecting some 3 to 4 imidazole ring. So carbon is around, suppose, okay, 12, hydrogen, okay, 12, nitrogen at least 4 or 8 nitrogen, okay, and then copper atom, and since it is copper chloride, so I am expecting 2 chlorine atom. And okay, enter, and it will say the select option E. Okay, then F, and output file name it will read PS Merotwin, or you can change it. I will keep the same name and press enter, and now it will generate the .ins file, the cell parameter like this, and lattice 1 may P lattice, and it will ask for the okay. So it has generated the .ins file, and we already have the .html file. So press enter and enter, and finally quit the program. So now you can see the 4 files. We have started with only one file, .html file. Now we have .ins file. You can open the .ins file, and you can see the .ins file is generated. PCA file is not important for us now, and PRP file is the steps we have done during the express. So now we have these files. So now you can open the .ins file in one of your favorite structure solution program. So I am using the OLX2. So I am just pressing the OLX2. The icon is here, and it will open up the OLX2. I am doing all this step in real time, so it will take 1 to 2 seconds. Okay, so it opens. So now I'm going to file, open, and I have put all the files in a directory on the desktop named PS Merotwin. Open, and now I will open the INS file. Open. So now the cell parameters are displaying here, and I will go to the tab work. Solve. There is a little downward arrow. It will show the number of options. So let's go this time with selects direct methods. This is the HCL file, and this is the expected formula. Z is 4, Z dash is equal to 1, and the space group is P2 1 by N. Now press the button solve. Okay, so it solved the structure. Okay, so let's have a look, close look. So you can see this is copper, and this is chlorine, and this is another chlorine to balance the charge. Now I will look for the imidazole rings. Where are the imidazole rings? Okay, here one ring is here. Just delete it, and you can see this is an imidazole ring. So I will select by pressing Shift and right mouse key, make them carbon. But I know this should be nitrogen, so I make it nitrogen. Okay, so one of the imidazole ring is found. Let's go for the another ring. Okay, so okay, no problem. Let's refine. For the refinement purpose, I am using the program SelectCell. Choose Acta for the C file generation and refine. Okay, so there is another imidazole ring. Okay, press this button. Okay, now yes, there is one more imidazole ring. Just delete this one and select this one and make them carbon. Okay, so this should be nitrogen. Yes, and let's go for the Another ring, yes, there is one more ring visible. Select this one. This should be nitrogen. Okay, there is one more ring which is clearly visible. Select it, make it nitrogen. Yes. Okay, so let's first go for the refinement. Refine. You can also apply the weighting scheme. Now press this button and you will see some another. Okay, no, there is no more middle ring. The highest electron density peak is 6.6. It is here. So now it doesn't make any sense. The remaining electron density doesn't make any sense. So I will go for the next nitrogen in the imidazole ring. This should be nitrogen because this is very small in size. So this should be nitrogen. Okay, sorry. This should be nitrogen. Yes. And this should be nitrogen. Yes. And this should be nitrogen and this should be nitrogen. Okay. Just delete it. Okay. Now refine again. So R factor is around 21% and it's not getting further down. And there is some electron density of 7 electron, but it doesn't make any chemical or crystallographic sense. So the next step is usually we do the anisotropic refinement. Let's do it. Press this button and it will refine anisotropically. Now you can see the R factor is not improving, but some atom becomes in triangular shape, become they are non-positive definites. So the anisotropic refinement will not work here. So we have to go for the twinning. Okay, so first I will set back to the isotropic refinement. Okay, so now it's looking somewhat better. Refine one more time. Now the shift is almost getting 0. Let's increase the refinement cycle first up to 10 and then refine one more time. Now it's good. Just shift is 0. Now go for the twin refinement. For this, what I have to do, I have a tab Platon. I put the Platon in the OLX2 interface. You can run the Platon from the outside also, but I put in the OLX2. So just press this button and you will see an interface. Here you will find an option twin rotation matrix. Press it and you will find a matrix here -1 0 0 0 -1 0 and 0 0 1. Okay, so this is our metric. The del R is around 14%, which is very good, and batch scale factor is 0.46. So this metric should be reasonable. So just exit it and just note down the twin matrix -1 0 0 0 -1 0 0 0 1. Okay, so I will close it and now I will go to the .ins file. Just edit and here I will put the two parameter twin -1 0 0 0 -1 0 0 0 1 and batch scale factor suppose 0.4. It should be different from 0.5. Either it should be 0.4 or 0.6. I am putting 0.4. Just save the file. Okay, and now go for the refinement. The R factor is around 22%. Just refine it. Oh, it much improved, much improved. 4.53. That's very nice. So next you can see the highest electron density peak is around 0.8 electron. Earlier it was around 7 electron. Now the next step is refine anisotropically. Okay, and then next step is of course H add, hydrogen add. It will add the hydrogen. Okay, now the highest electron density is 0.5 only. That's looking very nice. Let's increase the peak up to 15. Then refine. Now you can update the formula and then refine. Okay, now it completes the refinement process. Now you can see the electron density map. It's quite good, and the F observed versus F calculated map is looking very nice. So the tutorial is over. One more final refinement, and now everything seems to be good. There is twin law and the base scale factor is 0.46. Refine one more time so it will become green. Now everything is settled down. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.